The JCPS Online Registration System, or OLR, is required for all new students, previously enrolled students returning from another district, or for adding a new student to your household. To navigate to the OLR to register your student, first go to the JCPS website by either typing in www.jcpsky.net or www.jefferson.kyschools.us. From here, select the blue Register and Apply for School button. You will be directed to the School Choice Welcome screen, where you should click the red Register button to proceed. Then select the Register Student button to initiate the registration process. You can switch to one of the available languages shown at the top at any time. To begin, select Initial Registration and click Next. Enter your name exactly as it displays on your license or identification and the email address to receive registration updates on. This registration is for students who are new to JCPS or returning to JCPS after enrollment in another school district. If your child is already enrolled in JCPS, you can log into your parent portal to make updates to your address or phone number. Students enrolled in early childhood do not need to complete a new registration. Enter your first and last name, and then enter the email address twice. The email address is required and used to continue with the registration process and receive updates. The next step is to answer the question, has any student being registered in this application previously attended Jefferson County Public Schools? In this example, we will select No, check the I am not a robot box, and click Begin Registration. The next step is to check your email for the link to continue the registration. Clicking on the link in our email allows us to begin the registration process. Please review all items on this email prior to beginning your online registration. Here are some important tips. Save this email. If you need to take a break, use the link in this email to return and pick up where you left off. Double-check your typing. Information is transferred directly into Infinite Campus, exactly as entered into the OLR. Please verify spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. No special characters such as hyphens or tildes in student name. All fields marked with an asterisk are required. Review the application carefully. Once you click Submit, your application is final and can no longer be edited. Click the link at the bottom to begin. Enter your name exactly as it appears above and click Submit. This page reviews all of the details for online registration requirements. Just as a reminder, required fields are marked with a red asterisk. Follow the directions on this page for how to enter dates and phone numbers. Click Begin to start the online registration process. We will begin by entering the primary phone number. This can be a landline phone or the first guardian phone number to contact for students in this household. Clicking Next marks this section as complete and moves to the next section. You will see that it is marked complete with a green check. If you just expand the next section without clicking the Next, that section will not be marked as complete. Each section must be filled out in the order it appears. Please enter your address below. As you enter your address, suggestions will appear below the form. When you see your address in the suggestions list, click on it to complete the form. Here we will enter 2020. After a brief pause, address suggestions display. It may take a moment for these to display. If you do not see your address, continue with additional details until your address displays. Review the directions on this screen prior to searching for your address so that you fully understand how this screen operates. If you have a Jefferson County address that does not display, click the Clear Address Fields button, and then search for and select the 000 address not found address as shown here. You will be prompted later to enter your address so it can be added to Infinite Campus. In this example, we will select our address and then click Next. The home address section is now completed. On this next screen, if we receive our mail at a P.O. box or a different address, we will select Yes under Does this household receive mail at a different address? In this case, we receive our mail at our home address, so we will select No, and then click Next. On this next screen, since we did not use the 00 out-of-district address, we will click on the drop-down and select No, and then click Next. Under Housing, we would select Yes if the student enrolled is in a temporary or substandard living arrangement. In this example, we will select No and proceed to upload proof of residence. Proof of residence is required, and photo ID is optional. Here we are uploading both. Now that we have uploaded proof of residence, In our license, it is now time to click Save. After the license and proof of residence has been uploaded, the parent-guardian information displays. Once we click OK, it's time to complete our parent-guardian information as well as add any additional parent-guardian information. In this case, our name has already been updated. We will add the gender. We will identify that the person lives at the address listed above and add a middle name. Suffix can also be included as necessary. If the next button is available, that means there's more information to complete. If you click Save, it will show that the information is incomplete. In this case, we will select Incomplete, navigate back to the screen, and click Next to finish entering information. Here, we will enter the cell phone number and any other additional phone numbers. Including an email address allows parent guardians to receive communications from JCPS. Please review all the contact preferences. Descriptions are included below. Everything is default selected. Once that information is completed, we will click Save and move to the non-enrolled children area. If you see that it says Incomplete, that means that something has been entered incorrectly or an area has not been completed. In this case, we'll navigate back. Everything is complete on this section, so we will click Next. And we notice that there is an invalid email address. This often occurs when there's extra spaces. We will click after the email address and notice there is one slight space at the very end. After hitting backspace once, we notice that the invalid email address indicator has disappeared. And this time, we will select Save. Now you'll see that the information for ginger lemongrass has been completed. If you have additional guardians to add, you can now add them at this time by selecting the Add New Parent Guardian Information box. In this case, rather than adding an additional parent or guardian at this time, this household only has one parent or guardian, so we will select Save and Continue. That moves us to our non-enrolled children box. In this optional section, you can include any additional siblings who are not school-aged or currently enrolled in JCPS. At this time, we will skip adding extra family members and click Save and Continue to proceed. This moves us to the student section. This is where we will add all student information for the student we are enrolling in JCPS. As indicated in the checkboxes at the top, the household, parent guardian, and non-enrolled children sections are complete. Now it is time for us to record our student information. Before selecting Add New Student, please review the information on the screen to avoid duplicated student information. For example, if you added your student as non-enrolled children, select that student so that you can then register that student. We will now select Add New Student. There will be a few steps for each student you enter. The first is the general demographic information. Please verify or add the information below. Everything that is required is identified with an asterisk. Please do not include hyphens, apostrophes, or tildes in student names. We are registering Polly Marie Lemongrass for first grade. If there is no middle name, then select the Has No Middle Name box. Please verify that this information is correct. This will go directly in Infinite Campus. Enter a nickname as necessary. Uploading birth certificates is optional. Each section must be followed in order. We will click Next. Now we will enter the race ethnicity. Under Is the student Hispanic or Latino, we must answer yes or no. In addition to that, we will apply all student races as applicable and click Next. On the next section, we will answer whether or not the student has a current IEP and/or 504 plan. And then, has your student previously received gifted and talented services? Then click Next. On the next screen, if the student attended a school outside of JCPS, enter that information here. At the bottom, answer yes or no to the Is your student currently suspended or expelled from another school question. Next, you can upload a transcript if available. Now we will click Next. We will now identify the household relationships. Select the appropriate relationship type. All contact preferences are applied automatically. Review the description of contact preferences as necessary. You must choose a contact sequence. This is the order in which guardians should be contacted for the student. For example, if there is 2 guardians and the mother should get contacted prior to the father, then the mother's contact sequence would be 1, and the father's contact sequence would be 2. Under If applicable to the student, please upload guardianship-related court orders. If you are a foster parent or court designee, this is where you would upload your guardianship papers. We will now click Next. Under Emergency Contacts, there is up to 4 spots for emergency contacts. We will enter one emergency contact and click Next. The emergency contact section is complete. It's a good idea to go back and review all information on the student screens to verify accuracy. Now that we have completed the student's information, we will click Save. Then we can add additional students as needed. If you have more than one student to enroll in JCPS, you would click Add New Student at this time and repeat the steps we just followed. Next, we will select Save and Continue. The last step is to sign the registration. Remember, once you click Submit, no edits can be made. You can return to the application with the link in your email if you need to gather more information prior to submission. Since we have gathered all information and are ready to complete this application, we will sign it. It signs our name, and then we'll click Sign. The application has now been submitted. You can click on the registration summary PDF to review that information at any time.